20 mm versus 12 mm or 20 mm, 10 mm downgrade? What should be the ratio? How much should be 20 mm? How much should be 10 mm or 12 mm downgrade? Roughly. Quickly. Because you have read that in your design mix. How much? It should be 60-40. I'm just talking generically with respect to RMC. Every RMC has got a specific. Why 60? Why 60? 20 mm has to be 60. Why can't it be the other way? Because your packing density will increase. Suppose if it is 12 mm and downgrade, your packing density will increase, isn't it? There will be a lot of pores, and in that pores all your fines will go, and then in the fines all your cement will go, in the cement all your alpha fines will go. Therefore density will be more. Then why can't it be, why should be 60/40 and not 40:60? Think.
Flowable.
Then, no, just think. What is concrete? Concrete का क्या काम है? What is the purpose of concrete?
Compression. It takes compression.
Strength, right? That means it is taking strength. It is transmitting load. Now, when you look at the entire geometry, the matrix of concrete, how is the load being transmitted? You just take a matrix. Assume that this is the entire cube of concrete. When there is a load, what is the first thing that takes the load? No, talk like a civil engineer. What aggregate? Coarse aggregate. Again in that, what type of coarse aggregate? Larger ones. Correct? Therefore, it is the larger ones which are taking there. और उधर से कितना होता है? In a house, always the बड़ा बेटी और बड़ा भैया, he takes the load of the house. Correct? Like that in concrete also. That thing takes, and then it pushes it to all this 12 mm. And the 12 mm pushes it to 6 mm. 6 mm pushes it to 3 mm. And 3 mm pushes it to fine aggregate. Again it depends on the dose. Fine aggregate pushes it to. Okay. Now in all this, cement का क्या काम है? Cement has got no job of taking the load. Cement is like a mother. It has to keep the entire folk together. You got the point? That's why when you look at the characteristics of all the aggregates versus the characteristics of cement, the entire chemical bonding, if you see the organic structure of cement, it is completely different. When you look at it, it's completely different because the function is different. The function is, cement is to hold everybody together, not to go and say, okay, transmit load. Suppose if something is going way, the Bada Baya is having a fight with Chota Baya, the cement will go and say, no, hold together. That is the job cement is doing. So you should go into this particular aspect of a deep dive and get the essence of what I am trying to say. This should waft across everything that you do, including your activity that you are doing. It may be a QS activity. When you are doing a QS activity, what all I said, you have to wear the cap of a business person. अभी ये QS कर रहा है. QS में what the moment you look at an estimate, what are the first thing that you look at in an estimate? What are the first thing when you see an estimate? So, for example, if you come on, this is the estimate. First thing, after say about 200 crore project, what is the first thing that you see in an estimate?
Total cost.
Obviously, total cost like that. What is that? You will look at what are the high value items. Correct, na?
That is called major BOQ.
Major BOQ. You will look at what are the high value items because you should know where your leverage is. What did I say? What is business? Business is a going concern. So when you start your project, please don't be under the impression that yours is a 24 months, 36 months, 18 months project and the estimate is 200 crores and it will remain 200 crore. No, the cost dynamics may change anytime. For example, tomorrow it so happens that you have gone in for the entire apartment complex. It so happens that as and when the apartments keep selling, the buyers who are buying it start demanding, अच्छा, इधर mall नहीं है क्या? नहीं, we have grocery store. नहीं, हमको mall चाहिए. At that point of time, it will change. When that changes, you should be able to fairly interpolate as a as a QS person, that okay, 200 crores, what are the mega items that are there, major items that are there? Do I have some labor? Because you have to pull out 200 crores is 200 crores. But now they are asking for a mall. And you do not have extra budget for that. How do you do that? Then you start working, Asha, what is it that these